Hello, Tiffany here with Cards Crafty Creations. Today's project is for Pajama Crafter Stamps, and I am going to be using their newer released stamp set called Don't Be Coy, as well as their Nantucket Sea Escape paper pack. So what I wanted to do with this project is I wanted to do a scrapbook page. With my friends and I, we went to Hawaii, oh goodness, several years ago, 2021. And so I wanted to use this stamp set as an embellishment on that scrapbook page. So what I wanted to do was, this stamp is obviously a koi based on the naming, but I didn't want to color it like that. I wanted to color it in many different colors and make it as beautiful as possible without making it look like a giant mess either. So I got out my Zig Clean Clear Real Brush markers. I've had these markers forever and they are still working just as good as the day I got them. I don't even know when they first started coming out, I guess. Anyway, so what I wanted to do was just take some colors. I did not plan on a color scheme to match the paper in any way. I was just playing around with my colors when and then I decided to do the scrapbook page and all that later. So I just picked colors I thought would go together well. Now these colors go together well, but they do not sit well with each other. So you have to be really careful when you are blending these things together, because of the types. The colors that are going next to each other have a great ability to turn into brown. So what I do is I just work a little bit at a time. I use the color that I want to use. I blend it or watercolor it, make it kind of a bloom. As far out as I want it to go. If it gets too far, I will take that paper towel and dab it so that it'll soak up some of the water and stop the movement of the watercolor. And then I will go back to it later to then add in the other color. I do work from like one side to the other so that I'm not taking the wrong color into the wrong color, and I'll discuss that more later when I actually start doing it. But on the scrapbook page, this is just a pack I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's like an assorted pack of 6x8, and they're all different configurations of scrapbook page, kind of like Project Life back in the day. But for this one, I'm going to use the full sheet protector, and because the paper I'm working with is a 6x6, it wasn't going to extend to the rest of the page, so I usually just get another pattern piece and attach it to the bottom. I will attach it with some tape beforehand so that it's I can line it up and then trim off any miscuts or excess. And then I do like to add like some sort of washi tape or the Love from Lizzie peel offs just to cover up that seam line on the page. So that's kind of what I did to get my background. Now here on the fish, I'm bringing in orange. Now orange and blue they are not on the same team. They will turn into brown if you mix them together. So I have to be very careful as to not let the bloom run into the blue. Because if it does get wet, it will reactivate the blue and then they will mix together. So I just have to be just very careful with how much water I'm going to use to fade this orange out into the blue. So that's why I'm using a lot of wiping off a lot of the excess color and water from my brush. And then I'm just working on these a little bit at a time. I don't want to overwhelm myself, so I'll just work on them in sections, which is kind of typically what I do when I'm coloring anyway, whether that be with Copic marker or color pencil. Now back to the scrapbook page. So I like to mat all my pictures, so I just got some more paper from the paper pack and matted them on there. These pictures, I have a little printer. It's called a Canon Ivy. Did I say printer? A printer. It's a Canon Ivy, and it Bluetooth connects to my phone, and it's probably the size of, it's smaller than a cell phone, honestly. And it just has these they don't even look like 2x3s. They're like 1.5 by 3s. I can't remember. But they are actually sticker paper. So it prints from my phone onto that little photo printer, and then I can peel off the back and stick them onto my mats. So that kind of worked out really well. And because the size I'm working with, having these wallet size pictures was the way to go. So I just kind of picked some out that were ocean related. I mean, everywhere at Hawaii is probably ocean related, but where we stayed, the ocean was right outside. So my friend and I were there snorkeling, and then the sea turtles were coming up onto the beach. We did go to an aquarium that was by where we were staying, so that's part of the pictures as well. We went to a chocolate tour where they take you and show you how chocolate's made, like the bean that it comes from and the plant and stuff. So that's part of the picture as well. And so this is just some fun pictures with my friends and I. But I thought these would be really fun because, one, we saw really pretty fish at the aquarium, and two, it's just kind of fitting to go with the theme of, going to Hawaii. So I guess I've never really thought about using stamps to embellish a scrapbook page. I don't do a lot of scrapbook pages, but when I do, I'm usually using like a collection kit where it comes with the paper, the ephemera, the washi tape, all of that stuff. And so it's never really occurred to me to use a stamp as the ephemera, essentially. I mean, you'll use a stamp or you'll write a journaling tag or something like that. But when I saw these stamps, I was like, oh, that would be really cute to color that and actually use it as my embellishment for a scrapbook page. So I think there's a lot more that you can do with stamps than just, than make cards. Or in my case, I like to do a lot of mixed media stuff. But I think I'll be using stamps some more on some scrapbook pages. I actually enjoyed making this. I haven't made a scrapbook page in a very long time, and definitely not one for myself. So I thought that was really fun to do. So I'll probably do that a lot more, especially since it wasn't too difficult just to print some pictures out from my phone and put them on this page, and I could do, they didn't take that long. So I think the recording, oh gosh, I can't even tell you, maybe an hour to do this project. Obviously not the coloring. The coloring does take a longer amount of time, but to put the project all together is maybe an hour. So anyway, I'm going to start coloring this fish here, and I'm going to kind of be using almost the same color scheme, except in a bit of a reverse kind of. I'm going to be doing pinks, purples. Okay, it's not the same. It's like the first fish was like blues, turquoise, and blue, turquoise, purple, and orange. This is going to be turquoise, orange, like a bright pink, and a dark purple. So a little bit more bold on this one with the pink and the purple. On the last fish, I did add purple in there, and also had to be very mindful of it because purple and orange make brown also. So it's just being very careful with the colors. It will do it. You can have non-friendly colors next to each other. You just have to be very careful as to how you get them to blend and not blend, if that makes sense. So you want them to blend, but you don't want them to saturate in blending, otherwise you'll get brown. Brown's not a bad thing, it's just not what I was going for when you're dealing with all of these pretty bright bold colors. So I'm going to go with the pink to the orange on this one, and then I think I don't actually remember. We'll see what I do next, if it's purple to orange. So anyway, back to the scrapbook page. So after I adhered down all of the pictures and matted them on the cardstock, then I just fussy cut out my stamps and did some foam tape, and I actually adhered these to the page. I thought I would adhere them like to the outside of the protective page, but I did not. I adhered them right to the scrapbook page. And then I stamped one of the sentiments from the stamp set. That's going to be my little comment about our trip. I mean, it's kind of fitting. It was fun. It's a fun sentiment to go along with this scrapbook page. Then I just die cut it out of my out of a banner die I had. And then I got some enamel dots just from my stash, nothing major, and put those on along with some of the pearlescent. Let me look. I can't remember. I got my computer open. I'm looking. They're pearlescent. They're like the flat confetti, and I thought that would be really good because they kind of have like a opalescent confetti embellishments. That's from Pajama Crafter Stamps too, so you can check that out on their website. But I thought that would be fun to add. Also gives it a little bit of sparkle, and then the enamel dots bring in a little pop of color. So that is the mind behind what I'm doing. So on the fish, it looks like we did some turquoise for the belly of the fish, which is fine. It wasn't running any risks of becoming brown because it's kind of just on its own. And now I'm taking the purple and I'm going to start trying to blend that purple into the orange, but not all the way into the orange. So you just have to be very careful and delicate about it. Looks like I finished up the scrapbook page. It was really fun. You can check it out. It's going to be in the inspiration pictures. And yes, my friends are on there, but they didn't mind. So we just had a good time, and I wanted to show like this as used as a real life scrapbook page. So anyway, I'm going to, after I get done with all of this, I do do a little bit of fine-tuning on the coloring, and then wrap it up to where I can then cut them out and add them as my embellishment. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions for me about what I did on this video or about the coloring or products I used, just let me know. And then head on over to Pajama Crafter Stamps and check out their website. Check out this stamp along with a lot of many other fun stamp sets and pattern paper. They have dies, they have embellishments, all kinds of things. So I encourage you to go check that out. And then also head to our YouTube channel, Pajama Crafters has a YouTube channel that has lots of inspiration, lots of design team members using the products and just giving you great ideas of how they can be used. You can also follow them on Instagram, Facebook, all of the places. I think they're TikTok, all of that. So check them out and see what we have to offer, because there's quite a bit of inspiration out there. Very awesome, creative, and inspiring projects. So I'm just gonna probably wrap this up here. I'm just trying to fine tune this eyeball, and then I actually took a black fine liner pen and just tidied up that pupil, because when you're stamping on watercolor paper, sometimes it is hard to get a good solid image just because of the texture of the paper. So I do just tidy that up with fine liner pen if I need to. So I wanted to make that pupil, you know, black like it would be. So anyway, check them out and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.